Alright, this is going to be two videos, two things in one. One is why does it take so ungodly long for this to do its thing? And two, I want to show that even with this thing on and it's just doing this, with it being plugged into the wall, which is right here. This is the wall charger I'm using. That even though this thing's plugged into the wall, instead of this thing gaining a charge, it loses a charge. And this is the one thing I've noticed over every laptop, Windows tablet that charges through a micro USB port. When you plug it in to charge and you still want to do web browsing or something like that, it will not charge up at all. It will just sit and it will just actually lose power. So I'm going to do a time lapse for an hour and see what happens. Alright, even with that, I could have actually just took a look at the timestamp on the time-lapse app I was using on my phone to have a general idea how long it took. But it took 25 minutes or so in real time to do the whole disk cleanup and whatnot. Granted, from my experience, that's actually pretty freaking short in certain cases. Like for instance, my father's RCA tablet, which I'm currently working on. When I had to do the same procedure, it took upwards of an hour to 2 hours at times. So yeah, it can take a real long time for it to get past the Windows deleting Windows update file stuff. But also with that said, as you saw, the battery did in fact lose its charge throughout the recording process, and this was only with it doing that for 25 minutes or so. And even after I started doing this video, the battery dropped again, as you can tell. So that goes into the other tenet of this is the one thing I've noticed about these tablets that charge through micro USB, like I said in the last video. The wall chargers that these things come with do not, I repeat, do not provide enough power to let you charge and use these things at the same time, unlike other laptops, which actually have that that actually come with a charging brick that can actually do the job. That's the one thing I want these companies to figure out for these stupid laptops. I mean, for these little tablets and whatnot. I would not mind having a little itty bitty plug pin that goes to the side right here to charge the tablet. With that said, this tablet right here has one which is right here, so I can charge this through the power brick that this thing came with. But that power brick doesn't have enough. But that power brick still doesn't provide enough power to get this thing to charge up and let me use it at the same time too. So even though this thing has a secondary charging port, which is actually right here, sorry, it still isn't sufficient. That's the one thing these companies need to fix now when it comes to these little tablets here, is make a standard power brick that these things can run off of, so you can charge and use them at the same time. So with that, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Hopefully this gets seen by at least a few companies that makes these stupid things. That way, so they can actually properly remedy this problem, because I've experienced this problem since the Windows 8.1 tablets, and that's 3-4 years ago now. You would think since it's now 2017, they should have fixed this in 2016, but they didn't.